Hello, welcome back. This is Cheryl. I'm so glad you're here. So today we're going to do some neurographic art. Now this is something that I've recently discovered and have kind of become a little bit obsessed with. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got some watercolor paper here. I'm going to I'm going to tape it down to a board because I plan on watercoloring when we're coloring in our image. You could use markers, you could color it with markers or however you're wanting. I am using a silver washi tape here. If you're wanting to have your edges all completely even, I would recommend using a see-through washi tape. You want something that's removable, and this is just to hold it down temporarily, so we don't want permanent tape on here. And because this particular tape is opaque, I can't see through it to make sure my lines are even, but it's going to be okay because I'm going to outline it with black anyways. So once you've got your piece taped down, and if you're not watercoloring, you don't need to tape it down. I'm just doing it because I'm watercoloring. You're going to create some flowy lines. Now, they can be loopy, they could just be zigzag. The only rule here is you need to start off of your paper and you need to end off of your paper. So you're going to do as many as you want. And then once you are done that, I'm taking some dies here that are circle dies. We're going to create some circles. You could also use a stencil that has circles, something that has a bunch of different sizes of circles is perfect. You could use lids from cans and that sort of thing. The other thing I wanted to mention, I am writing here with a Sharpie pen. You could also use like a Posca marker, something that is permanent and something that gives you a really nice black line. So I'm using the inside of my circle dies as stencils, and you're just going to put as many as you want. I am intersecting different lines that I've created, and I personally tend to like to do an odd number. When I go to color them in, I'm going to be coloring them in all the same color, and I like the look of it with odd numbers. But you can do however many you want. You could do just a couple, or you could do a ton of them. Once you are done creating your circles, you're going to take your pen, and every single place you have two lines intersecting, you're going to round those corners. And you're going to round all four of the corners. You'll also notice as I'm doing this, I'm making my lines a little bit thicker and a little bit heavier, just because I particularly like that look. If you want to keep your lines the same thickness, you can do that. So you're going to continue doing this till you have all of your corners rounded. I'm going to speed up in just a minute just to make this take a little bit less time. Once you have all of your corners rounded and your lines as thick as you want to, you can watercolor it, or color it with markers, or color it with pencil crayons, however you want to color your image in. I'm going to be watercoloring in with some Distress Reinkers. I really like how translucent these are, so they're not super opaque, so I don't have to worry about the paint covering up the lines. I also like that there's a huge variety of colors. So you'll notice that I'm going around the edges and then I'm filling in the centerpiece. I tend to like having a darker edge and then a little bit lighter towards the center, but if you want it completely even, that's totally okay too. You want to enjoy the whole process of this, and I find it totally mesmerizing while we're working on these. So just enjoy the process. Don't think about it too much. Like I said, I like to make all my circles the same color, but you absolutely don't have to. You can do all different colors in the different areas. Just do what you want and enjoy the process. One thing to remember though, when you are coloring this or watercoloring this in, if you want two different colors side by side, make sure the first color you paint is dry before you go and do the second color. Otherwise you're going to have your colors bleed a little bit, and there are some spaces towards the end where I got a little bit too impatient and I did have a little bit of color bleeding. So just be aware of that. You want to make sure that one color is dry before you do the next one if you don't want any color bleeding. Sometimes it's really cool how the different colors bleed, so if you want to do that intentionally, have fun. Now, while you're watching the watercoloring, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified for new videos when they're posted. Now I'm nearly done here. I did color in all of the white spaces, but you definitely don't have to. You can leave some white spaces inside your art and it looks really, really cool as well. Now I let my painting completely dry before removing the tape, and now you can see the white lines. And I actually wasn't too crooked, but I still want it to be framed in black because there's no white in my painting. I think the white looks a little bit odd. So I've got a really thick Sharpie marker that I'm using to create a black outline. And this here is the finished piece. You'll notice a couple of color bleeds there, but I don't necessarily mind them. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.